I've been dealing with cancer for like the past 4 years, and 2 of those years have been stage four. And we know everyone at the time thought that I was cured, but when I stopped the hormone deprivation therapy, my it's prostate cancer, so the PSA rose, and then scans revealed that the cancer had spread. And in the case of prostate cancer, then once it spreads, it's considered stage four. It's all they had to offer was what they call palliative care, which I didn't want to go back on the hormone deprivation therapy because that made me feel like shit. And
Right.
my point was like, okay, you're telling me that on these therapies, which make you feel horrible, generally people live 3 to 5 years. I was kind of like, I want quality time, not, I'm not looking for quantity. And I want to feel good enough to do all the things I want to do or try and do as much as I can. And so I opted to not go along with their program. And for the past 2 years, I've been sort of pursuing, alternative sort of methods. So we went to Switzerland, which ended up not working for me. I've tried some other protocols that didn't work. But then in 2023, I was introduced to a man who was funding a new cancer cure. But at the time, the cancer wasn't big enough. They needed a tumor that was big enough to inject. So then 2024 came around and did become worse, and the tumors were bigger, but finally there was one that was big enough to inject. And so I started this treatment at Johns Hopkins in January, and looking good. And what's happening so far is that the cancer in my neck has shrunk by 60%. There's been no progression of the cancer in my chest or in my bones. And so, something is happening, and this is sort of unheard of. And, you have to remain hopeful, and you have to really sort of look at it on a day-to-day basis. Every morning I wake up and give thanks for another day, because every day is a blessing. And I think whether we have a terminal diagnosis or not, that should be the approach to life anyway. We tend to sometimes forget to savor more moments, and that's all we have. Whenever I've tried these experimental treatments, and then you get the blood work and the test results aren't good. I think that I allowed myself to have that moment of being disappointed and sad and everything else. But I kind of like allowed myself a day, and that was enough, because I realized that my time is so precious. I don't want to spend it being dreary and depressed. And it was important to sort of be upbeat. And, for the past 2 years since I've been diagnosed, I've been seeing friends, I've been traveling the world, I've been working. And somehow, I have not been in any pain or discomfort or anything else. So maybe in some ways, not listening to my doctor in this case was a good thing, because I've actually felt pretty good. And now it seems that this treatment might be working. So I'm very hopeful that I might be around a little longer than I thought.